number two is equal transparency. So the number two is working according to activity, and then improve efficiency. So there are flexibility in rate adjustment. So the use of the activity-based costing system in determining inpatient hospital rates can provide a significant benefit, but in terms of cost accuracy, so transparency and cost grouping, efficiency and flexibility in rate adjustment. So this can improve the financial and operation performance of hospital and provide added value for patients and other related parties. The guidance for hospital regarding the implementation of the activity-based costing system. There is employee training and education maybe especially in finance and operation department, so have a solid understanding of ethics concept. So of the development international education program, there's employee training and education like that. So the number two is involvement of stakeholder. It involves senior manager, clinical staff, and other related department in the NDC planning, the implementation process. So activity identification and cost classification. That's a thorough audit of the hospital operation process to identify activity involved in providing healthcare service. So the number four is invest in information system. The number five is periodic monitoring and evaluation. This is very important for the organization. The periodic monitoring and evaluation on that. So the last, the patient communication and education. The communication survey detection about how infection rates are determined using the agency. So the appropriate transparent, easy to understand information about this component and hospital providing their health system. So the last, thank you for the attention. Thanks my guest. This is my presentation today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Evinda. You are from SE Project.
I'm from Fakultas Pasca Sarjana Akuntansi 2023.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Miss Evinda. Maybe any question from the participant for Miss Evinda?
Baik.
No questions.
Yeah, no question.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to comment on your preparation. Accounting program. ATC for the costing is now out of date for the accounting program. Like hospital costing, we use lean accounting. Maybe it's better to implement your hospital. Maybe for your next member can you can use lean accounting for the costing in your hospital. This is the new one of the system costing in accounting. It's for efficiency, it's for effective, and it's calculating of the calculating costing in hospital.
Baik.
Because an ABC system, I think is out of date for the accounting program. Okay, I think yes. Okay, thank you, Ms. Elvida. Nice presentation. Maybe we can go to next
so sorry, my camera is not appear because my laptop doesn't work.
It's okay, Miss.
Yeah, I try to fix it with Nurul, but not appear. Is that? See? This is bigger. Only
Yeah, yes.
yes.
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
Oh. Yeah, thank you, Miss Dr. Rita Putasari, SA and AKS AKJ AJPA Chipses JPRA and all presenter. I want to present my research. The views of lecture and study. Does artificial intelligence actually affect academic effort? It is the research actually with me, Orisa Tanar and Enda Susilowati. And the theme is international economic, and I'm from UPN Pertambangan. The introduction is the use of AI in the education sector is predicted to bring revolutionary transformation, and in higher education, the use of AI offers the potential to increase efficiency as explained. In the learning context, AI finds learning resources of reference accessing educational resources without being any time constraints. However, despite the great potential of AI, artificial intelligence, serious ethical challenges arise. This technology has the ability to make that affect human life. Therefore, it is important to remember that the nature of level of machine intelligence is actually the result of human raise important ethical question regarding how we should use and regulate the AI technology. Ethical and moral values play an important role in the development, use, and regulation of AI based on the human. We must ensure that AI not only provides practical benefits but also complies with the moral norms and principle relation address. Technology developments that appear to be very significant are proven by the widespread use society, especially among teenagers. The issues access to internet and social media is another negative impact of globalization is that many young, pragmatic, short-thinking, selfish, short-minded behavior, they are influenced and become victims of the cyber based on society that increasingly connected and surrounded by AI. The objective is what is AI in the academic, and the main research is what is AI implemented in the academic and society and what extent. And the third, what about the moral and ethical guide with the values of defending the state, bela negara state of defense, bela negara, and nationally kebangsaan and Pancasila campuses, kebangsaan dan Pancasila kampus. That relate in Lawrence Kohlberg theory of moral development. There is a 7 principle in Lawrence theory. The principle is principle of justice and principle of life, that good deeds make people happy to they agree with what they do, carry out obligation and respect authority. So we relate NEDI in the university actually, especially in state of defense and UPN Veteran Timur and University Jember as a nationality and Pancasila campuses is that Pancasila dan Pancasila kebangsaan dan Pancasila kampus. And the methods is there is the roadmap. The first research is a qualitative methods. There is a roadmap from the academic guidebook, academic year, presidential Regulation of the Republic of Indonesia number 122 of 2024, and the recent development of a moral development Indonesia within state of defense, nationality, and Pancasila. Moral development of lecture Indonesia, and then we get informant in UPN Veteran Jawa Timur and Jember University, and we make an analysis of civitas academics gap, the recent gap of the qualitative informant. There is a vice rector and the DFD, head of a study program, co-prodi department, and ethics lecturer, and among students. And we make conclusion. So the result and discussion, there is a novelty of the results, lecture and student perception of the ethics using EI in this campus environment with an emphasis on the value of defending the country, state of defense, nationality, and Pancasila as significant novelty in the context of the technological development and social values in Indonesia. As a country with various moral and social challenges, the implication of AI in various aspects of life, including higher education, raise the question related to ethics and value that must be upheld. This research is important because it provides in-depth insight into how the main actors in the world of education, namely lecturer and student, understand and interpret the impact of AI in the context of national value, defending the country and Pancasila. There is a conclusion about our informant. There is a weak artificial intelligence and strong artificial intelligence. We can measure that the question and the answer of each informant. Based on qualitative results, the several informants' narrative of weak artificial intelligence, there is a designs perform specific tasks using predetermined algorithms and data. Just a search engine, virtual assistant, face recognition, facial recognition, and education provides various benefits and has a number of negative impacts that need to be considered. Response from students regarding the negative impact of AI in education includes various aspects that need to be considered. One negative impact is the potential for students depends on AI, which can reduce their motivation to search for information manually and think independently, which can reduce their motivation to search for information manually. Additionally, technical issues, AI replacement of job by AI and privacy issues as also major emerging concern. In this context, regulation, ethics, and a better understanding of the limitation and potential of AI are essential to effective manage these negative effects in education. And strong AI is the system capable of understanding simultaneous general human cognitive abilities, including reasoning, problem solving, creativity, and awareness. There's machine learning and deep learning. Does not exist yet, but many researchers are trying to develop it. Powerful AI can pose threats or opportunities for humans depending on how we utilize it, and the survey conducted respondents provide various views about the positive impact of using AI in learning. Most students see AI as a very useful tool enhancing their learning experience. One of the main benefits identified is the ease of accessing information instantly. AI allows students to quickly access various sources of information relevant to their course, which is very helpful in research, academic assignment, and understanding course material. There is a discussion about the result, moral and ethical guide with the values of defending state of defense, bela negara, nationality, and Pancasila, kebangsaan dan Pancasila. Defending the country, state of defense is the right and obligation of a nation as Indonesian nation, and Pancasila is often identified as the state's philosophical foundation, state ideology, or state rational, state side. Throughout this context, Pancasila acts as the foundation of value used to regulate state government. As a result, all state implementation and administration, especially in the formation of laws and reform process in various sectors, are outlined on and rooted in Pancasila values. Pancasila is also a life guideline that must be implemented in everyday life. This aims to ensure that the values contained in Pancasila can be implemented as well as possible. The practice of the values contained in the Pancasila ideology must be implemented by all nations and states. This aims to create a society that has attitudes that are in accordance with the value contained in Pancasila. And the challenges of conveying Pancasila values to the younger generation who are more exposed to technology such as the millennial generation requires a flexible and innovative approach. Technology itself can be used as a tool to spread Pancasila values more effectively to the millennial generation. Through interesting approach such as using social media, digital content, and other technology, Pancasila values can be integrated into the way of thinking and behavior of younger generation in the era of technology and globalization. Thus, Pancasila remains relevant as a guideline and foundation for Indonesian nation, as well as moral and ethical guide in various contexts, including in the use of technology and character formation of the generation. So the conclusion is, however, despite efforts to Pancasila and the generation, but we must indicate to human right protection through technology. There are challenges in conveying the values of Pancasila to the generation who are exposed to the technology. Pancasila plays a key role in regulating social, racial, national, and state life in Indonesia, including in the development and use of AI technology. Pancasila is considered the foundation of value that regulates the government, moral, and ethical guidelines in regulating the behavior of society and government. Therefore, a flexible and innovative approach is needed to convey the values of Pancasila to generations who are exposed to technology. Through the use of technology such as digital content, Pancasila values can be integrated into the way of thinking and behavior of the generation. Thus, Pancasila remains relevant as a moral and ethical guide in the use of technology and character formation in Indonesia. And that's enough for my presentation. Thank you for the invitation. Invitations. Yeah.
For Ms. Olisa Tana, maybe any question from the participant? Any question?
Yeah. Please. Yes. This is okay. I don't know there is ARI. If there are for the needs of health worker or hospitalists maybe. I don't know. Maybe ARI itu ada di kepentingan hospital diagnosis and treatment or hospital managementnya or maybe patient monitoring. I don't know. Maybe where the kepentingan hospital like that.
Yeah. In the hospitality, may I try to Indonesian? This is reader. Mungkin jika di hospitality mungkin yang dimaksud AI sini dimana bahwa masyarakat itu harus selalu berteman dengan AI. Kita akan selalu mengikuti AI, jadi kita tidak bisa menghindari lagi yang namanya AI. Jadi semua pekerjaan sebagai pekerjaan apapun itu pasti akan dikembangkan konseptualnya berdasarkan AI. Ya, bahkan mungkin ada tadi disebutkan ada yang terdapat di Prodi SI Sistem Informasi, di mana mereka itu malah akan mengembangkan produk sebuah AI. Jadi kita itu tidak bisa menghindari AI, pasti di semua pekerjaan di bidang itu pun, walaupun di hospitality, walaupun di universitas itu pasti juga akan mengikuti penggunaan AI dari algoritma mesin itu. Jadi apa? Tapi kita harus bisa melakukan secara bijak, kita lakukan riset ulang. Bagaimana apakah algoritma mesin itu sesuai dengan kita sebagai human? Apakah manusia itu bisa merespon input dari yang hasil dari AI tersebut? Jadi kita harus bisa menggunakan itu, kita harus bisa melakukan pemikiran ulang dan melakukan riset kembali untuk menjadi dasar fenomena kita sebagai human. Mungkin this is Rida as addition to hospitality AI.
I think about the others event, yeah, I would like to visit the topic and especially
because Rida, because AI cannot replace that side Kezi Prof Kezi Sohib, who is AI cannot replace by anything because we use AI or not, but the contribution is nothing. Yes, this is the what is the slogan from him. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Olisa. We will then even the next session, yeah, we will explain about AI and accessibility. Okay, Ms. Olisa, I want to comment from your paper.
Yes.
This paper makes me a little sleepy, yeah, between the research question and the focus of the discussion. Even though the focus of the research is on the conduct maybe or code of ethics.
Yes.
But in my opinion, it's more focused for the code of conduct or code of ethics and the implementation for character development.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Rida. Thank you.
So much, Ms. Olisa.
Yes.
And the next presenter is number for president is
May I close my present, my PPT?
yeah. This answer. Unmute your mic.
Yes.
Okay. Anissa or
Oh,
Anissa? Okay. This Anissa.
sudah aku mau makan. Bu Eri belum balik ya? Soalnya ke Bu Ani kali ya? Nggak ono wongnya. Ibu nggak ono.
My name is Anissa Ratnasari. I'm from Universitas Pembangunan Nasional.